Drop the weapon. Now!
You guys afraid of a hammer?
I'm personally very happy that Guerrilla has gone on to be a cult classic, especially since the next Red Faction game pretty much killed the series overnight. It's not too surprising that Guerrilla has aged so well though, since in the decades since its release no game has really provided such ludicrous sandbox destruction. Now the recent remastered edition means you can enjoy the simple thrill of single-handedly leading a Martian proletariat revolution in modern HD. The story of Guerrilla is very basic, despite the somewhat lengthy and well-produced cutscenes trying to convince you otherwise. That's okay though, because once you pick up your trusty sledgehammer, all you need to know is where to point it. Guerrilla's big claim to fame is its geomod engine, which allows you to tear apart buildings in, quite frankly, meticulous detail. Blow up a tower's support struts, for instance, and it will keel over onto whatever structure or person is unfortunate enough to be nearby. Naturally, you unlock increasingly ridiculous explosives and lasers as you go through the game, but even your humble hammer can comfortably punch through walls and ceilings, somehow. The open world feels a bit cramped by today's standards, but there's no shortage of corporate monoliths to demolish in the name of freedom, and a firefight with enemy troops is much more intense when at any moment your cover might be blown up or the floor might collapse. Though the story might be window dressing, the world of Guerrilla is actually quite nicely realized. News reports paint the Red Faction as uppity terrorists while spinning government massacres as fair fights. You liberate each district of the Martian colony in sequence, which creates a nice impression of shit getting real as you home in on the capital sector. And the visuals and audio have some nice flair for the time, like some memorable technology design that looks like an upgrade from what was in the original Red Faction. For a very goofy game, Guerrilla still has a sense of place, and hating the villainous government is made much easier because they can put up a surprising fight even on medium difficulty. That challenge also helps you to appreciate the expensive but totally worth it upgrades, since the best weapons really make a difference. While the remastered edition is just a good port rather than an essential upgrade, it does have some nice additions, like the inexplicable yet hilarious option to buy extremely useful jetpacks right from the start. This might be considered cheating by purists, but I was just replaying on easy mode while ploughing through Harry Potter audiobooks, so the ability to exploit an overpowered jetpack was very much appreciated. It goes really well with Stephen Fry's narration. Definitely pick up the remastered edition if you're a fresh recruit to the Martian Resistance, but whether it's worth upgrading from an older version depends on how often you're likely to play. Although Guerrilla is 10 years old at this point, the geomod engine still provides something quite unique even after so many similar sandbox games have improved the genre in other respects. For me at least, the remastered edition was all the excuse I needed to break out the sledgehammer and get my ass to Mars one more time.
Why is the pain of death more tolerable than the shame of living? How is it we can face a vast unknown? We can't even look our families in the eye.